brother, did you try that new restaurant down the street?
Yeah, I went there yesterday. Man, the food was off the chain. And the chicken was like, how they be saying it? Like, to die for.
Whoa.
To die for.
To die for?
I'm saying, I mean, the chicken was good. You know what I'm saying?
Can't you just say the chicken was good? Does it have to be to die for? That sounds a little effeminate.
Did you wear skinny jeans while you were eating the chicken?
Nah, I'm saying it was good, man.
Was it rainbow chicken?
Hold up, man. I just like the chicken was good.
Milk with a sparkly buckle on while you eat.
Was the server doing a sissy bounce?
Man, I'm just saying the chicken was good. Look, man, the chicken was good, no homo.
No, time has passed for no homo.
You're supposed to say it before, brother.
It's like a disclaimer.
I can't say, I just said no homo though. There's no regulation on when you can say no homo. What are y'all, like the regulatory governing body over no homo or something?
Brothers and sisters, don't get caught up. Don't let the homosexual poltergeist pull you in. We are the final front in the war against white sex. Stand strong. This African service announcement has been brought to you by War on the Horizon Radio.
War on the Horizon. You gotta love it.
No homo.
Say a prayer over me as my soul ascends. Ask God to forgive me for my sins. Sorta like a czar in a set, a rule back in Egypt. Would I return as a mythical leader? Would the rebels die with me in the name of freedom? Trapped in the bowels of this barbaric region. Gotta fight until the children stop killing one another. Cops killing bunches of us, that's enough of us. Men with the single mothers, brothers, single mothers. Let the men raise warriors. Jettison the fear we will bear casualties of war. If we don't fight, there'll be even more. There'll be dark nights when you might lose a husband, might lose a son. There's a sacrifice for black life.
Peace and welcome to the Southbound Lane. I am your guest host for the day, Sister Lady Shabazz, filling in for Brother Louis Ali. And don't touch that dial. I know we love our brothers, but we're going to hold it down today. And actually, I'm going to rely on everybody for their participation because I'm going to be covering the movie Django. And basically, if we should go see it. I personally have chosen not to see the movie yet. I want to get your input to find out if it's even worth me seeing. I have formed my own opinions just based on a couple of trailers I've seen and people around me. So I'm going to give you my little interpretation of some of the things that I've noticed, and then I want you to call in and tell me if I should go see this movie. Maybe I have it all wrong. I haven't seen it, so who knows? So that will be our subject for today. But before we even get into that, basically we're about to start a new year, and there are so many things going on. A lot of them I can tell you about. Some of them you'll learn about a little bit later. But I'm just going to go through some of the things that you can expect in 2013 from War on the Horizon. It's going to be a very, very productive year. Number one, I will be filling in for the Irritated Genie on his program Monday nights, probably for the next 2 or 3 shows. He has some things in the work, and when he returns, he's going to tell us all about it. So stay tuned for that. I think that you're going to be really excited and really proud when he returns and tells us what he's been up to. So I will be filling in for him, and I have quite a few really, really good programs scheduled. You're probably going to get tired of hearing my voice. Let's see. Today you have me on Southbound Lane, and then tomorrow I will be on Brother Genie's show. And the subject is going to be The Hate That Hate Produced, A Culture of Violence in York, PA. Pennsylvania. And we're going to be talking about a young sister who was the victim of police brutality in her school under just some really odd, ridiculous circumstances that you're going to hear. We're going to have our brother Sharif on the program. If you are a longtime listener to War on the Horizon, most of us are familiar with our caller, brother Sharif. He's going to be on the program giving us a lot of details that we haven't heard about this case, and it's just another ridiculous thing that I personally don't know why we let go on, but we do, so we'll be talking about that tomorrow night from 7 to 9. On Tuesday, you can go on and bring in the new year with me again. For my program, it'll be on New Year's transformations. Basically, we get the knowledge and then, okay, now what do you do with it? How do you take that knowledge and actually start using that to improve yourself, improve your life? We're going to have Brother True from United Front on the program, a really solid brother. He's going to talk to us about changes that he's made in his life, going from, the typical life a lot of us lead, selling drugs, doing different things, leading a certain type of life, into trying to clean that up and be a good example of an African warrior, which I think he's doing a really good job. So we're going to be talking about transformations on Tuesday, and then right after my program on Tuesday, you finally get a break from me, and you'll have Brother DJ with the Cypher. King Samir is still on hiatus, but at the end of the week, Friday is the first Friday of the month, so we will have Brother Baruti along with his wife doing the Abibi Fahodie program. And I hope you didn't miss it in December, because that was a really good show. They actually did Kebuka. Actually, it was just Brother Baruti did Kebuka, and it was a very, very powerful show. If you missed it, just go to YouTube and type in Kebuka. The whole program is up there, so you can still see it if you didn't, or if you haven't read the book. You need to listen to the lecture, but you definitely need to get the book as well. So those are the programs we have coming up this week. Excuse me for dominating the lineup. It really wasn't my intention. Another announcement, and this one is going to be really, really fun. We are bringing back, finally, the roundtables. And we used to do this when War on the Horizon first came on the air. And they did a few of them, and then it kind of dropped off a little bit, but we're bringing them back. And what the roundtables are just a bunch of your favorite War on the Horizon hosts, past and present, as well as the extended War on the Horizon family, our music artists, all of those people just coming together and discussing a subject. And these are going to be some pretty hot topics, and there'll be different people on the program each month. So some of the topics are going to be, for January, it'll be how a Black woman can keep her Black man. In February, why do children with conscious parents turn out so crazy? In March, are there any 100% heterosexual Black males left? April, are Black women crazy, or is it my imagination? That show is going to be some drama. I can already tell that's going to be a good one in April. In May, is polygamy a viable option for the Black community, or are Black men fooling ourselves? In June, is a relationship 50-50, or is the Black man supposed to be in control? July 27th, when is it time to start talking and take action? In August, how do we create our own economy? In September, conscious hypocrites, are you one? In October, what do we do when a leader turns traitor? November 30th, if there were only 1,000 whites left on the planet, what would you do with them? That's going to be interesting. And December 28th will actually include all of the War on the Horizon DJs. We're going to be talking about, do you have any affiliations stronger than your allegiance to the Black race? So that gives you an idea of what we're going to be discussing throughout the year at the roundtables and whatnot. As I said, it'll be a revolving kind of table with different people every month to keep it interesting, and that will occur the last Saturday of each month from 7 to 9. So we're really excited about bringing that back. Just the mix of personalities is going to be really fun. And of course, the callers calling in to give their input, it's going to be fun. Another announcement. I personally have been working on 2 books that will be released within the next month or 2. The first book is called God's Gift, How to Be a Good Black Woman to a Strong Black Man. That's a book dealing with relationships and femininity and relating to your man and just how to make a relationship run a little bit smoother. And the second book is called Conscious Entertaining, The Return of the Domestic Goddess. So we're going to talk about, when you become conscious and you don't want to engage in all this media manipulation and racism and all this stuff that we're bombarded with, what do you do to have a good time? Are you going to just be antisocial, or are you just going to sit around the house angry? What are you going to do? So those books are some things that I've been working on that will be available on More on the Horizon at the beginning of the year. Also, I've heard rumors that we have new music coming from our music artists, our African insurrection artists. So be on the lookout for that. I've heard a rumor there may be more than one CD coming out this year. So we all know we love our Black Power manhood rap, but there's going to be some more. So that is pretty much the announcements. That gives you a little idea of what we're planning for 2013. There's some other stuff going on. You just have to stay tuned for that. And you'll learn about that as it comes up. But there's just going to be a whole lot going on. Okay, so I guess we can go on and dive into the actual program itself. And this program can go a half hour. It can go 3 hours. It just depends on your calls and how much you want to participate today. As I said, I haven't actually seen the movie, but just from what I've observed, I have a couple little notes here of things that I've noticed. But if you have seen the movie, especially, call in and tell me about it. If you have not seen the movie, that's fine. You probably seen a preview or heard people talking about it. Call in and give me your thoughts. So the first thing I noticed, and you have to excuse me because I don't watch television. I do have a television in my home, but really I only watch Netflix on it, and I haven't even done that in about, I want to say 4 months or so. So I kind of live under a rock. I just started hearing about Django recently, and I've heard it's been promoted for months and months, but I'm just now finding out about it. And from what I know, it was released on Christmas Day, which is funny because it's right in time for Kwanzaa, which a lot of Black people don't celebrate, but it is a recognized holiday for Black people where we're focusing on self-development more than anything. And it was funny to me because I also heard that Roots had played on television recently. And to me, that was kind of odd because only time I ever hear about Roots being on TV is like February for so-called Black History Month. They don't just play that, anytime. So I began to think, okay, what is the motivation here? Why are they promoting a movie with a Black man killing white people? Why are they pushing Roots? Why all of a sudden, what kind of climate are they trying to create? What are they trying to create exactly? Another thing that struck me was Quentin Tarantino. Now, I'm not familiar with a lot of his movies. As I said, I don't watch a lot of TV, but the one movie that he made that I'm really a fan of was Kill Bill. I love that movie. I don't know why. I guess because it's so violent, but I like that movie. And so I'm trying to imagine, and maybe I have it wrong, but he kind of has a certain style to his movies. And I'm trying to imagine this movie about slavery being done in that Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill kind of style. And if that's what it was, to me, that seems a little bit disrespectful. I could be wrong, but just the way I'm picturing it does not seem like the appropriate way to talk about slavery. And I would expect nothing less from the devil. That's what they do anyway. If you look at even Goodbye Uncle Tom, the way that movie was set up was really, to me, in poor taste. Now, I do appreciate it because it did give a much, much more realistic view of slavery. So I'm not hating on it by any means, but the way they did that movie almost reminded me of a movie called A Clockwork's Orange. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. I actually saw it by accident once, just going through somebody's VHS collection and saw it, and it was just like, I don't know how you could enjoy that unless you were on drugs or something. But it reminded me of that. So whenever a white person does our movies, it's of course, because of their nature, not going to be done in a really respectful way. I mean, how can a white person respectfully even conceptualize slavery? I mean, I just don't think it's possible. Even Steven Spielberg, when he did Amistad, there was some problems with it. So that kind of made me, to begin with, not want to see it. And that's probably why I didn't see it, because I know it's not done by a black person, and I don't think that it's really going to be done in a very respectful manner. On top of that, Jamie Foxx, out of all people to put in a hero role. And what I'm getting from this movie basically is that, and like I said, I've only seen the trailer, a white man kind of has his way with his wife or owns his wife during slavery, and the whole goal is to get his wife back. So he's going to go through and he's killing white people and all this stuff. But the goal is to really be that hero or hero figure and save the day. So the person we picked for that is a known transvestite. I don't get it. I do get it, but I don't get it. I don't think that that's the best way to go about making a movie, is to cast the black male hero as somebody who has dressed in drag and seemed to like dressing in drag. That's how he made a name for himself. Definitely rumored to be gay. I happen to think most people from In Living Color are gay. That's not who I would want my child looking up to as a role model, considering most of the time when a black person is, a black male especially, is depicted in a movie, it's very, very negative. So to have a somewhat positive, more positive male figure to be some flaming fag, I mean, I don't know, that doesn't sit right with me. I've heard that the N-word is used often by black and white characters. I think Quentin Tarantino has said it. I don't know if that was in real life or in the movie, but I know there was some controversy about that. I haven't seen the movie, so you guys tell me. I mean, it's never okay to use the N-word. We do know it was used historically, so I don't know if it was just a historical representation or if it was something deeper than that. If you've seen the movie, as I said, call-in number is 760-569-7676. The participation code is 948656#. Call in and let me know about that N-word, because I really have to reserve judgment because I haven't seen it. I don't know how it was used. As I said, I don't think that there's ever really a good way to use it, but if it was used just to be historically accurate, would be a little bit different than some other usages of the word. So let me know about that. I could be a little bit mistaken with that. Also from the previews, it seemed to me that basically a bounty hunter got or found Django and trained him to kill these white people. So while we're loving him because he's going around killing crackers, really he's still subservient to a white man. It's still a white man who is responsible for kind of pulling him up, saving him, lifting him out of the mud, whatever. So from my vantage point, it seemed like there's still that white Jesus archetype, basically, in this movie. Like, we can't get away from that. And it's like that with everything. It was kind of, even, as I said, Steven Spielberg and Amistad was the same thing. The movie was not about the brother. The movie was about the white lawyers, and that's why it was boring as hell, really. It was about the lawyers who helped this brother get free. So that's something I definitely have a problem with, but that is the case every time a white person does a movie, is it always has to be some kind of white person in a superior position to the black person. Again, maybe I'm making too much of a big deal about it. I haven't seen the movie. That just stuck out to me. It's a white man. It seemed like the white man trained him, pulled him up, come be with me. And so while we're applauding the black man for doing what we call this work or being some kind of so-called revolutionary, which I don't see how it could be that, because there's a white man pulling the strings. So he's still in an inferior role. It's still an effeminization to me. So I was sitting here thinking about it, and from what I've heard, I was really surprised. I shouldn't be surprised, but I was really surprised that Black people are really loving this movie. That at the end of the movie, people actually stood up in the theater and applauded and was foaming at the mouth and all this just because a Black character finally killed some white people. And a lot of us are so silly and so immature in our logic that we see that as some kind of revolution. To me, that's not revolution. As I said, there's a white man pulling the strings. It's a fag for the main character. That's really nothing to get happy about. Never mind the fact it's just a movie and ain't nobody doing this stuff in real life. I'd say probably within the last week, a good friend of mine, put me on to a movie called Warriors of the Rainbow. And it was about a original group of people, and I may mispronounce this, but I think they were called the Sadiq Ballet, and this was a group in Taiwan. I don't speak Taiwanese, so I'll probably jack that name all up, but it's called Warriors of the Rainbow, and the group of people is called spelled SEED as in David, IQ, and then B as in boy, ALE, so Sadiq Ballet. And to me, that is the kind of movie that we need to be seeing. We get so happy every time somebody throws us a little crumb we don't understand. This movie was based on a true story, and these people were warriors, the men and the women. It was really a beautiful story, and it related to Black people in America so much. You have to, if you haven't watched it, you have to go watch it, especially if you like crazy, violent, off-the-hook movies. It was beautifully done, beautiful backdrops, very good production. It was a really, really good foreign film. And it showed me the power of media portrayal. A lot of times we're portrayed so horribly and ignorantly in movies, and we sit there and laugh. We don't think anything of it. When they come out with Precious or all these stupid Tyler Perry movies, we don't think it's a big deal. We're like, oh, well, it's just a movie. We don't realize that these movies go out worldwide, and people watch these movies and make judgments about us based on them. People who may never meet a Black person from America will make judgments about us based on these movies. They think that we're all child molesters, we're all rapists, we're all gangster rappers, we're all violent, we're all hoes, we're all ignorant, all of these things. And I never really understood the power of media portrayal until I saw this movie, Warriors of the Rainbow. Because I've always been like, oh, that's messed up, America bombed Pearl Harbor and all of this stuff. And it completely changed my mind. The concept of this movie basically was that Japan had won the island of Taiwan. So they came pretty much to colonialize it. They were a lot like white people. It was surprising. They called the indigenous people savages. They spoke down to them. They basically had them doing this very hard manual labor for no money. And then the money that they did make, they gave back to these Japanese people for alcohol. Basically, they were so depressed that they kept being drunk just to be able to deal with the reality of their lives. They lost their hunting ground. They were starting to lose their culture. Their people were starting to want to be more like the Japanese. And this was only after 20 years. So you relate that to us, and we've been here for 500 years. You'll see the parallels about what they were just starting to go through and deal with and what we've been dealing with all along. Finally, after like 20 years, they got tired of it, and the one brother had been waiting for this day to come. He knew that they were going to have to fight one day. And I'm not going to try to spoil the movie, but I probably will a little bit though. Excuse me. But so the day came where some things happened, and finally they knew they're going to have to stand up. They're going to have to fight. And they knew how strong and powerful the Japanese were. And they knew that the chances of them winning were not great. But they also knew that they did not want to continue to live enslaved. They did not want to disgrace their ancestors. That meant something to them. That's who they were. And so they finally decided, we have to fight back. And they gave one of the best fights I've ever seen. I mean, they strategized, they plot and planned, they made it work. They did just an excellent, excellent job. And when it looked like, you know, they may not win, there were people who would commit suicide. They weren't going to let the enemy kill them. They killed themselves. Now, I'm not promoting suicide. I'm just saying that they were this really warrior class of people who did not fear death. They weren't even considered a man until they took a life, until they had a head. This is how you have a revolution. This is how you fight for freedom. Even if you don't win, even if you know that everything is stacked against you. If you're a real warrior, if you really want a revolution, this is the kind of thing that you do. This is the spirit that you have. And watching this movie and how these original people, these indigenous people, fought so hard against these Japanese people, and how just trifling and nasty these Japanese people were. And then I thought to some kung fu movies too about how the Japanese were always messing with the Chinese people. To me, the Japanese people just became so much like the white man that I lost all sympathy for them. At the end of that movie, I was like, you know what? That's why they dropped them bombs on y'all, because y'all were evil. You know, they say the sins of the father, you know, kind of go down and is cast upon the son. And that's exactly what I thought. I went from having sympathy for these people to being like, you know what? That's what you get. And so that's what we have to remember with these black movies when they come up, that somebody who does not know black people are looking the same way. Whereas one time they may have had sympathy for us, after seeing a movie like Precious, they're like, psh, you might as well kill those people. They don't deserve to live. That's what I would think if I saw that movie. You don't deserve to live. You're bringing a child into this world and you don't take care of it, you abuse it, you don't deserve to live. And I don't know, like I said, I haven't seen Django. I really can't speak on that as much. But I'm expecting that could be very well the same thing. You know, that we can't do anything for ourselves. You know, why does it have to be a white man allowing you to kill other white men? Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just do a Nat Turner? Why don't we elevate him and people like him? Why don't we elevate the Haitian Revolution, where we did it on our own? We did not need some white Jesus guiding the way. But see, we're not ready for real revolution. It helps us to go see a movie where a couple crackers get killed and feel good about ourselves, like we've actually done something, as though this is like real life, when in real life we've done nothing. Again, if you want to call in, the number is 760-569-7676, participation code 948656#. If you have seen Django, or if you have any comments about things that you may have heard, even if you haven't seen it, call in and let's talk. The show will go as long as I get participation. It could last a half hour. It could last 3 hours. As I said, it just depends on you. So that kind of, like I said, was showing me the power of media portrayal. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, why is this going on now? And it's amazing because they're provoking blacks to get upset, which we should be upset. They shouldn't have to provoke us. History speaks for itself. But actually, at the same time, they've done this school shooting. I forget the name of that school where the crackers got killed. And a lot of people now are saying it didn't even happen, that it's like a 9/11 thing where it's just propaganda. But whether it happened or not, they're using that to try to bring in different gun laws. And we knew that this was going to come. And so ammunition and weapons are getting harder and harder to find. And when you do find them, they're very expensive right now. But the thing is that white people already have theirs for the most part. They've been strapped a long time. These survivalists have been preparing for 20 years at least, 20, 30 year head start they have on us. So they have rifles, they have ammo, they have all this stuff. And some of us have guns. A lot of us have, illegal guns, out in the street. Some of us have legal registered guns, but we haven't been stocking up the way they have. And a lot of us use all of our ammunition on New Year's anyway. A lot of us won't even have no ammunition by January 2nd. So why are they doing this? Why are they trying to provoke this racially hostile situation all of the sudden? What is the benefit of that to them? So it's just some things to think about. I do have a caller here. I'm going to see if you have anything to add to the conversation. 6929, you're live. 6929, you're live on Warren Horizon. Did you have any questions or comments? All right, I'll assume you're just listening. Now, if you're just listening and I come to your line, don't be afraid to just say you're just listening. It's fine. I'm not going to bite you. I just want to make sure that you actually hear me and that there's no technical difficulty. So if you just say, I'm just listening, I'll know that everything is everything. All right. Call from 4171. You're live. 4171, you're live. All right. Okay, so anybody, like I said, I will give the call-in number one more time, 760-569-7676. The participation code is 948656#. I am going to take a brief music break. When I come back, if there are any more callers, we will go to the call-in call queue, and if not, I'm going to wrap up early. But no, really, if you do have any thoughts, and I know this is something a lot of people have thoughts on, so don't be shy. If you have any thoughts, call in. If you have seen the movie, call in, because like I said, there's only so much I could do since I have not seen it. I talked to Brother Lewis this morning when he told me he was not going to be able to make it today, and he wanted this to be the subject, and he was really hyped up because he'd seen the movie. So you know, I'm doing the best I can. I haven't seen it, but I have seen some things that I think are very questionable. I really don't intend to see it. But if you've seen the movie and you think it's good and I need to see it, then definitely let me know. I'm going to take a short break and we'll come back and see if we have any more calls in queue. One moment.
And the time has come for the prey to become the predator in order to survive. Rest in peace, Malcolm Shaw, Oscar Grant, Sean Bell, and all the other brothers and sisters who were forced to make an early entrance into the Ogun. This we do in remembrance of you. For Black Wall Street, Rosewood, and that damn Jim Crow. 400 years, sweat and tears, I'ma do the yellow. Tyson Miller, Rodney King, Redneck, Popo. I'ma kill me a cracker, I'ma kill me a cracker. If the crackers wanna trip, I'ma let my thing grip. If these crackers wanna trip, I'ma let my thing grip. If these crackers wanna trip, I'ma let my thing grip. I'ma let my thing grip. I'ma let my thing grip. One call, bring them all, rap around, move me out, boot them all. Coming out the yard, every Africa, one shot and the cracker like studs. Straight to hell, brother Harvey Bell. Load up to the Hugo Fidel. R.I.P. brother Wall. Ain't no cracker, y'all about 12. Let's up Joe with that Joe for my brother Richard Rose. Since y'all disrespect this homie, send your ass where you belong. No more punching down the shit, no more killing another chick. I do you how you do me, I kill your ass. Black Wall, Rosewood, and that damn Jim Crow. 400 years, sweat and tears, I'ma do the yellow. Tyson Miller, Rodney King, Redneck, Popo. I'ma kill me a cracker, I'ma kill me a cracker. If the crackers wanna trip, I'ma let my thing grip. If these crackers wanna trip, I'ma let my thing grip. If these crackers wanna trip, I'ma let my thing grip. I'ma let my thing grip. I'ma let my thing grip. You can bet that just like G-Crab, we gon' combat, we gon' combat. Yo, black facts, and you see that we facts, we gon' have that blood fat, don't get that like rub that, buzz bag, clap that, bean bag, fish, dope ass, girl, white trash, with old grass, like a car crash, like old cash, cracker, taking bullets in your ass, man. We scream die, crack a challenge, your imperialism, we scream die, crack a challenge, your colonialism, we scream die, crack a challenge, with your capitalism, we scream die, crack a die, your political prisoners, die, crack a die, there's our boy.
All right. Welcome back to the Southbound Lane program with your guest host, Lady Shabazz. And I'm laughing because my husband looked at me and said, that's a different take on Django, the movie. Well, I tend to see things differently than other people sometimes. But as I said, you're more than free to call in. If you love the movie, let me know you love the movie. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. Maybe it is something for us to be happy about. To me, I think that it's just a crumb being thrown at us. And I'm going to start to wind down here. I'm still waiting on some callers to actually call in and give me feedback. I told you I can't talk too long, not having seen the movie. I'm depending on you to call in whether you've seen the movie or not. But one thing that I did want to mention before I get out of here is just the whole thing of revolution and the whole concept of justice. And why are we so happy with just anything? Any crumb they give us, anything that kind of looks okay, why is that? I mean, it's like, I don't even know. I don't know what to say about it. I've seen this on Facebook a lot too. They're all like, yeah, this movie, we killing crackers. You ain't doing nothing in real life. This movie has done nothing to affect you, one way or the other. Absolutely nothing. You're going to wake up and there's still white supremacy. We're still living as second-class citizens, not even second-class citizens. There's still AFRICOM in Africa. It's a movie. It's not real. And as I said, even with the movie, there are problems. We need to, at some point, mature. And that's why I said I like the Warriors of the Rainbow movie so much, because they weren't playing around with all this. They were not playing with their traitors. They were not giving away their culture, letting down their ancestors. Our ancestors have been through some of the most horrendous treatment ever. And we joke about it and we laugh about it. We think it's funny. Or we watch these silly little movies as if that's some kind of redemption. We don't tell our own story. And when we do, we mess it all up too. But we allow these white people to tell our story in a way that nobody else would. If somebody played around with the Jewish Holocaust, all hell would break loose. But we allow it to happen to us. If Jewish people were getting beat by the police constantly, had drugs in their community, just everything that we go through. If their neighborhood looked like my neighborhood, I bet you they'd be taking action. They wouldn't be sitting up here waiting on a movie with another white Jesus archetype to save them. There has to be some action. We can't get so happy because we're finally getting recognition from the devil who has put us in this condition. It's just complete nonsense to me. Completely. Looks like I do have another caller here. My brother, how are you tonight?
Black Power says, how you doing?
Black Power, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Listening to the earlier part of the show, and I do want to say, I do agree with you 100%. A lot of the movies that we're portrayed in, or any movie that talks about us being revolutionary, is never really, it's not well portrayed. I don't even know the movie you're talking about. I've never even heard of it. As for Precious, I've never even seen a movie. I remember I seen Anthony Bow that did something online with it, and it kind of related it to what's the movie called, The Color Purple, which used to be one of my favorite movies until I really kind of understood what that movie was about. But the Sandy Hook thing, I do want to say this in terms of the gun laws that they're trying to invoke right now, the strict gun laws, and having people who register where they have a database of you and know who's who and whatnot. There's a county in New York, Rochester County, and another county, where the local newspaper up there actually had it set up to where all the registered gun owners, you could go on their website and click on the dots in that particular county and the surrounding and the next county next to it, and it would show you the address and the name of registered gun holders in that area right there. But you're 100% right. They're on that though. A lot of the times it's just like we just tend to concede to whatever's given to us or whatever's thrown down to us there. And even a movie called Possession, which is the movie of Nat Turner, I mean, for all that it's worth, it was a good movie, but I think they undermined the severity of the Nat Turner revolution. They really did. When you look at the movie, I mean, it was supposed to be a little bit more intense than that. It was because I'm pretty sure, you know, when our ancestor Nat Turner took it upon himself with the message, as he said, God from the Creator was to set us free.
Right.
A lot of the times, you know, that's why I don't really enjoy watching too many of our movies, especially when it's done by small hats, because they undermine what is it we do. And, you know, like you said, we just kind of clap at the end and think everything is peachy and creamy because, you know, cracker allowed us to be peachy and creamy.
I agree, and I heard something about them publicizing the list of gun owners because on Facebook I like a couple different survival sites, and they were actually, you know, at first they come with the conspiracy theories that it's a bad thing, but they actually said, well, look, now that everybody knows who the gun owners are, if somebody's going to break into your house, I bet you they're not going to break into your house. They'll probably go to your neighbors because they know that you're the one that has the gun. So regardless of what happened, these white people are serious about packing. They are serious about being able to defend themselves, you know, come what may. And we tend to be a lot more scary about it. We don't want to be able to defend ourselves when we know that they're coming after us, but we still don't want to defend ourselves. And I haven't seen that movie Possession. It'll be interesting to see it, but yeah, I can't imagine a movie about Nat Turner that would not be very, very intense. And I guess that's why we have to start doing things ourselves. I mean, we had the Nat Turner play brought to us, you know, by War on the Horizon family that I think did a pretty good job. It touched on a lot of different subjects, sexual molestation and just all kinds of things. I thought that was great, but we have to take the responsibility to start doing it ourselves because these crackers ain't gonna do it.
True. And you know, I want to say something too. When you have guns, one of the most important things is, you know, a lot of serious gun holders, you know, they have 1,000 up to 10,000 bullets. You know, for scenarios like the hurricane that happened up there. I said last year I was talking to a cracker who was an overt white supremacist. He was telling me a couple of things. I don't know why he chose to do that, but you know what I mean. I said, hey, you know, any way you can get some information from, you can. And you know, he was telling me his neighborhood, all his neighbors got guns and everything. You know what I mean? But they all have an understanding amongst themselves to protect their neighborhood. That's what I'm finding about crackers in general. They have a cohesive understanding where they don't need to speak it out amongst themselves that this is their land, this is their community, this is their neighborhood, and they protect it from outsiders. You know, and we need to get back that mind frame because they pretty much made us act like them, and they've in turn semi-civilized themselves. But you know, we just need to get our mind frame back, and really, black people need to stop playing around because all this playing around is not good for us. And when you really check the levels that white people on, white folks is on a level where they're serious, they foresee things. They're even the ones who are more entertained than they are informed, they have a system implemented to protect them, so they're okay. Our people who not in that system necessarily, you know, just, you know, can't be thinking we okay because we weren't born here to be part of this, you know, we're here to be servants of this system in the wilderness of North America. But hopefully, you know, we could see there'll be a movie out there that portray our history in its truest light and in its truest sense. So.
Yes, sir. I can say that I think the reason why, see, there's a difference because white people are on the top in the system of white racism, white supremacy, and we're on the bottom. So regardless to their degree of racism, all white people are going to do whatever they have to do to keep that top position. So if it means coming together and protecting themselves, and white people don't like other white people. They do not. I mean, they don't get along at all, but they'll come together because they know it's about protecting that position that they have. But black people, on the other hand, since we're on the bottom, we'll always have people betraying us, trying to get up to the top, thinking that the only way to do that is to do it through being buddy-buddy with white people instead of overthrowing white people and taking it. So I think that that's the problem because I've thought about that, you know, even in my own neighborhood. Could we get together and defend, you know, the few people that's left? Could we get together and defend this? But the truth is, I don't know how well that will work because there's always going to be somebody going to be buddy-buddy with white people, because even a lot of conscious people, they'll say, I'm not anti-white, I'm just pro-black. Well, if you're not anti-white, then you're really not pro-black, and it'll be that one white person that could come and say some nice words to you, and you're going to change sides just like that.
You're 110% right on that, because white folks been studying this for the past 400 years. They have a better understanding of our people than we generally have of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in that circle, as a matter of fact, I was talking to a man the other day. What's today? Friday, right? And, we just got into some reasoning and so forth. And came to find out he's married to a white woman. I'm like, oh my God. He told me how they feel whenever they see him. And I was like, that's because they used to act out on that feeling right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole buddy thing with white folks, you know, they've been studying us so long that they know what to say. I've watched liberals come around, and I especially don't like liberals, white folks who classify themselves as liberals, because they real slick. They come around certain blacks and seem to make them believe that they have an understanding, and at the end of the day, it's not an understanding. They just steal all their stuff, you know what I mean, or put them in or just weaken them up. And you know, we just need to get black, because like you said, we can't say we pro-black and ain't anti-white. Being anti-white is right. For crying out loud, being anti-white is the only way we could survive, because historically, you know, we can't. But but I'm gonna definitely check that movie out. What's the name of that movie? Is the movie on the discussion tonight? And you said A Warrior's Rainbow.
The movie that is out in the theaters that everybody's so hyped up about is called Django. I believe it's Django.
Okay.
It's a Quentin Tarantino flick, and then the one that I prefer is actually on Netflix. There's two versions. There's a 2-hour version, which is the main one you can find, but they have a 5-hour version, which I have got to see. But it's called Warriors of the Rainbow.
Okay, Warriors of the Rainbow. True enough.
And you will love that. Get your partners together and get some popcorn. You are gonna love that, because heads rolling every other minute. I've never seen so much killing in my life.
True. I don't know. This kind of it might be a good movie for anyone who want to check it out. It was based off of a book. Wu-Tang Clan actually had used one of the beats from the song. It's called Shogun's Assassin. Very good movie. It's an Asian movie based on Japan, but you know, yeah, it was banned in 1983 when they got to America. But I definitely keep those two movies in mind, though. Warrior's Rainbow.
Yes, sir. Warriors of the Rainbow, and then Django, like I said. And if you do see it, let me know what you think, because I don't even think I'm going to bother with it. I was hoping people that saw the movie would call in tonight, but it might be some people out there like me who just like, man, I ain't seeing that.
Most of my Hollywood movies is all bootleg. I don't support Hollywood in no way. If you know, as a matter of fact, I'm coming up to the South with my bootleg man is that. I'm asking about it. But all the movies I got from Hollywood is all bootleg movies. I'm not buying nothing from Hollywood out of my money. You know, I'm spending money on black stuff. So I'm gonna ask him about it. That's how come I haven't got a chance to see Precious, because it never crossed my mind to ask him about Precious. But I definitely will ask him. And then it's called Boojang.
Which one?
The one that's out in theaters.
It's called Django.
Jamba.
Yeah, Django, and it's got what's that fact's name? It's got Jamie Foxx in it. If you tell them the movie with Jamie Foxx and Quentin Tarantino, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay. All right, I definitely will. All right, then, sister. Black Power.
Black Power. All right, so the brother put another movie on the list, Shogun Assassins, and he mentioned Possession, but he said that one wasn't as intense as it should be, but maybe we should check that one out too. But as I said, a revolution is not going to come through no movie. Now, you can't get inspiration. Warriors of the Rainbow, that inspired me. That movie was off the hook. But watching a movie, it may make you feel good, but that is not enacting justice. No white people were harmed in the making of that movie. It meant nothing. They're just making money off of it. All of us, just like we did when Trayvon was murdered and we went out and got hoodies and Skittles, all they doing is profiting. That is not doing anything. That is not a solution. We need to stop playing around and find some solutions as mature black people to our problems, because what we're doing does not make a bit of difference. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. 2824, you're live on War on the Horizon. 2824. All right, must just be listening in. All right, well, this is your last chance to call in before we wind down. If you want to chime in and tell me either I'm crazy or you agree with me, you ain't gonna see the movie either. Again, 760-569-7676 and participation code 948656#. Definitely. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if anybody calls in. But I just can't stress that enough, that really what we should be doing is finding like-minded people, sitting down and having discussions, having dialogues about what we can do to solve our situation. Everybody is not a fighter. Everybody is not a warrior. And that's understood. But can you fix your community? Because, okay, you hate white people, that's easy. Actually, it's becoming less and less easy these days. Seem like people don't want to do that anymore. But really, that's pretty easy. Given our history, hating white people should not be a problem for anybody that's sane. But do you love black people? Are you willing to give to black people? How hard is it to make some sandwiches or some soup and go and give it to the elderly woman that you know lives across the street and check in on her because it's cold? Make sure her heat's on. Or the sister down the street, the one you talk about that's got all the babies. Go help her out. How hard would that be? Even if you don't have anything, we black, you still have enough to share. How hard would it be for us to start showing interest in each other in our communities? That can make a difference overnight because that builds bonds. And then once those bonds are built, then we can start doing like Brother Bookman just said, white people are doing. Oh, they'll come together to protect their neighborhoods. But we won't do that because we don't know each other. We don't even know our neighbors' names. And I'm speaking to myself too because I don't know my neighbor's name. I know that she be shooting at her husband all the time when he gets on her nerves. I hear the gun going off all the time, but I don't know her name. Don't really want to know her name, but maybe I should walk over there and introduce myself and see what's going on because I see the need. She's not civilized. The way she treats her children, she talks about them, calls them out of their name, all kinds of stuff. Those of us that know better need to do better. And like I said, that finger's pointing at myself too because I don't do it enough. I have my little heaven in my house and I kind of like being right in the middle of heaven. I need to step out sometimes and do things because we cannot come together and do any kind of real revolutionary stuff if we can't even check on the person next door. If we can't even try to talk some sense into the person next door. And hopefully we won't be dodging bullets on the way back. But that's how a real revolution is going to start. That's how we're really going to start to come together and get some things done. If we're going to have any kind of, forming rifle clubs or survival clubs or any of the things that are so needed because we are so far behind. A lot of people, we just go with our day-to-day life, and as long as we have our little trinkets and gadgets, we're fine, but we never really look at what the other side is doing. Believe me when I'm telling you, these devils are ready for you. They have all kinds of food stock. I've seen devils' pantries that have 3 and 4 years of food. That some of them have bomb shelters. They have so many guns, you wouldn't know what to do with them. Ammo, water, solar power. I mean, they have things that we haven't even really begun to have. A lot of the black farmers have lost their land, so our main farmers now are white people. A lot of the people who have nice homes with nice yards where they can grow gardens are white people. We're in an apartment, we don't even think to grow a tomato plant in the window or an herb garden. So we are at a complete disadvantage. And unless we come together and start teaching each other skills and motivating each other and waking each other up, letting each other know that a movie is not going to save you, we're in trouble. we're definitely in trouble. So once again, that was my recap or my opinion on the movie Django with Jamie Foxx and Samuel, and I think was it Brad Pitt in there, some cracker, and Quentin Tarantino. Join us tomorrow, 7 to 9, for the War on the Horizon program. We're going to be talking about the young lady who was a victim of police brutality in York, Pennsylvania. As I said, Tuesday, we are going to be talking with Brother True from United Front about transformations in the new year and how to really work on ourselves and actually become what we claim that we should be. We talk a lot, but our actions need to catch up with that. After that will be the cipher, and then of course we always have our monthly treat, a BB Fahodie on Friday. So join us then, and I will be talking to you. I say y'all gonna get tired of me this week because I'm gonna just be on every day. That's just how it is. See you tomorrow.
Justice League.
Yo, kids, you checking that trunk, dog? What? Yeah, I caught another one. This my third cracker this week. Yo, I dropped one off the building. Word. What do you want, dump him? East River? Yep. Alright. Right in the patio. Yeah, peace to the guards. I got a cracker in the trunk of my car. Hope he dumped the body. Caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shot. He said I caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shot. Caught him in the lobby, fully stressed him like Pilates. So I left his body, put the shot, kicking like karate. Need a place to hide, so the police never find me and never take me alive. But no jury ever try me. But Yasa Pirani, you can do a cracker grimy. He could be white trash or a crooked ass Jaime. This is for the slave ship. This for Troy Davis. This for every cracker talking greasy on the day shift. It could be a gay bitch and I'ma let the gauge rip. You really got it confused if you thinking that I'm racist. I'm just a deadly weapon to guard. I bang hard and I'm repping my squad. This a lesson to y'all. This is justice. I'm correcting the wrongs. You're in the morgue if you tested my heart. If you busted my smarts, killing crackers, I perfected the art. Like that Turner with the burner, rip the cracker apart. Yeah, friends get hugs, enemies get shoved in the 6-foot hole. I shovel my black gloves, shedding white blood, the ultimate black glove. Everybody grab a back, my brothers was crack skull. Peace to the guards. I got a cracker in the trunk of my car. Hope he dumped the body. Caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shot. He said I caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shotty. Caught him in the lobby, fully stressed him like Pilates. So I left his body, twist the shotty, kicking like karate. Need a place to hide, told the police never find me. They'll never take me alive, but no jury ever try me. Shoot down they choppers, they trying to put us in the dirt. Yeah, black hawk down, the crackers get what they deserve. Saying soldiers to Africa, Obama got some nerve. Got a tire for a trailer, put it around and let it burn. Checking your catalog, the black power sabotage. If I move like you, I will poison your caviar. While my people sleeping on a bringer of nightmares. It's cause you think he won't turn Harlem to Vietnam. But ain't no Charlie, just your sister's mom's and auntie. He gon' violate the force and you to watch it. How you stop it? Read a book on the topic. When you think that I got it, this horror is our story. On my blood they make profit. You keep thinking he playing, it's roulette for your noggin. Ain't no first and 10, no more chances to stop it. Just one attempt to load up and fire a rocket. When it explodes, this shit'll burn. Smoke a spell out my